everyone, welcome. This is Judy Adele and I am here to do a reaction video. Today is a little bit different. We wanted to do a Diana and Kudinova, a newer one of her songs, and that led us to the song that I am about to react to, the original version. So if you would like to see Diana, you can check out the next video that, if all goes well, will be released in 5 minutes after this is released or so. The original song, the one that I am going to react to and watch right now, is called Twist in My Sobriety, and it is by Tanita Tikaram. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. I do not know if I've heard the song. I feel like the name of the song is very familiar to me, but the song itself, I'm not so sure. So I'm curious to know if I will remember it when it starts to play. All right, let's dive in.
All God's children need traveling shoes. Drive your problems from here. All good people read good books. Now your conscience is clear. I hear you talk, girl. Now your conscience is clear. In the morning when I wipe my brow, wipe the miles away. I like to think I can be so willed and never do what you say. I'll never hear you and never do what you say. Look, my eyes are just holograms. Look, your love has drawn red from my hands. From my hands, you know you'll never be more than twist in my sobriety. More than twist in my sobriety.
There's familiar aspects of the song, but I cannot confidently say, yes, I've totally heard this song. I like the song. I mean, I like the tone, and I like the melody, and I like her voice. So what I read about the song was that it's sort of about that feeling of when you're 18 years old and you feel, around 18 years old, and you feel disconnected kind of from everything, and maybe a little bit uninspired, and maybe a little just cold and separate. I guess I'm looking at kind of what she says about it and what I think of how I would explain it. I'd love to know if they're the same things, just sort of that disconnected, the world doesn't get you, you don't quite get the world. And it's just interesting listening to the lyrics, because it's so, I'm just trying, listening to them and making sense of them. It's a really intriguing song and very, just kind of feels disjointed, which I think is kind of part of that experience. So it works, but it's really intriguing lyrically to me as well. And you don't hear oboes in music very often. At least I think that's an oboe.
We just booked a little empty pie for the fun the people had at night. Late at night, don't need hostility. Timid smile and pause too free. I don't care about their different thoughts. Different thoughts are good for me. Up in arms and chasing home. All God's children took their toll. Look, my eyes are just holograms. Look, your love has drawn red from my hands. From my hands, you know you'll never be more than twist in my sobriety. More than twist in my sobriety.
And the video is intriguing as well. I just want to know more about the background of all of this.
Cup of tea, take time to think, yeah. soft and pokey. You pig out till you've seen the light. Pig out till you've seen the light. Look, my eyes are just holograms. Look, your love has drawn red from my hands. From my hands, you know you'll never be more than twist in my sobriety. More than twist in my sobriety.
Very cool and intriguing song. And one of the things that comes to mind as I'm listening to this is like, I would love to sit down in a coffee shop with the artist Tanita and just have her walk me through the song. And at the same time, I also know that's not necessarily fair, right? Like it's also, here's the thing I made. It is what it is. Put it out there, make it yours if it speaks to you, which is totally fair. At the same time, I love that, and I also love hearing the background of people's songs and stories and the meaning of their lyrics. And like I love Tori Amos, right? But listening to her lyrics sometimes it's like, okay, I love this song, but what does it mean? And then you learn about what it means, and it then connects to you in a whole different way, and you love it in a whole deeper way. And then there's songs you don't know a thing about, but they totally connect to the inside of your being because of whatever. So there's room for all of it. And at the same time, I just was listening to a podcast episode with Mayim Bialik and Glennon Doyle, and they were talking about how, and I think this is such a valid and interesting point, they were talking about how, so Glennon Doyle had written her book, and then she's like, I then have to go out on a year's speaking tour to talk about the book that I worked really hard on to create all of the words that I put in particular order, and now you want me to go on tour and talk about it in a less good way than I did in the book. Go read the book, right? And then Mayim Bialik was talking about how her relative is a artist, a painter, and it's just kind of more putting it out there. But then her her artist relative also has to write a paragraph that explains the art, and that is really hard to do, to put that in a paragraph form. And so their point was, well, it's a painting, it's right there, right? So I can get along with multiple perspectives on it. So I can totally respect the artist who says, I created this, go have at it, enjoy, take with it what you will and what you want. But then I also can love to like, tell me it all. I want to know you. I want to know the depth of you, right? Like I can read Matthew McConaughey's Green Lights book, and I'm still interested in hearing the interview with him about the deeper aspects of that, things he didn't get to put in the book. So I don't know what to make all of that, but there you go. Anyway, that's my thought on the matter. Like the song, I think this is a song that, had I been exposed to it more, I think this song was in the 80s. Released in 1988, I think if I'd heard this song more than a few times, if I ever heard it at all, I would have grabbed onto it. It has just something about the song that I can tell that I would have grabbed onto lyrically a bit, and just the tone and the energy and the melody of the song. So I have no other grand insights to that at this point in time. If you would like to hear Deanna and Kudinova's version, which I have not heard yet, but will in a few moments, hang on and check out the next video. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining me today. Please like the videos, subscribe to the channel, and love to hear your requests and comments below. And if you would like to support the channel on Patreon, we do have a Patreon page. That is also linked below. Thank you so very much. Have a wonderful day. Take good care, and we'll see you soon. Enjoy the music. Bye-bye.